Okay, welcome to tutorial number 2 for making the home screen in the world's hardest game. We've gone through everything we have to do for making the home screen so far, with the exception of our player that's kind of moving around the outside of our words here just to give this a little bit of life. Alright, so we'll jump back into where we left off before. Right here on our backdrop code, we had this button, which was when our flag was clicked. It brought us back to the home screen and ended number 1. We already have that. Okay, so now that everything's all put together, we don't need this for testing purposes anymore, so I want to get rid of that just for the sake of leaving that open for when we want to use it in the future. Alright, so we'll get back to our home screen, and now we're ready to put in our player that's going around the outside. Alright, you could probably do this if you wanted the code for your player to be much bigger. I find it's a lot easier to just duplicate this thing and have what I call the home screen player, right, which is just going to be a dummy and not coded to move by the arrow keys. It's just an animation to give our home screen a little bit more life. So we'll call it the home screen player, right, and this is just going to show up at the home screen and move around the outside. So all the stuff we had before on this we can get rid of. The only reason I duplicated this so it's the same exact size, shape, and colors and everything. Alright, so when this home screen player receives the message that the home screen is starting, we'll have it jump to this point right here. So we will say, when I receive start home screen, we want this guy to show. And conversely, just for the end, we'll say when we have end home screen, we'll have this thing hide. Alright. Yes, we'll have other code in there, but just to put this in there right now so we don't forget about it. Show when home screen starts and end when home screen ends, or hide when home screen ends. Alright, so now we have it showing up, and it's right down here at this point, -2854. We'll have it start right here in the corner of our square that we're going to move around as. So we'll go to motion, and we will say we want it to go to this point. Alright, so is it -131 and -55? Alright, now we're going to have this thing start its path, going up to here, 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 and here. So that's going to be in a loop that's going to go forever. So we'll say forever, start gliding around. The next point it's going to go to up here. We'll bring this thing up, check out our point. Alright, this is -138 and 144. So we'll say glide to -138 and 144. Now, just to look at these numbers again, we started here at our x-coordinate was -131. We want this thing to be going straight up. I probably just messed up a little bit when I moved this by the mouse going up to here. So if I want this to be going exactly straight up, I don't want to change that x-coordinate, so we're going to actually change our 138 to 131, so it's consistent with this one right here. Right, so it's just changing our y-coordinate moving up to here. And we'll do the similar thing as we go around to make it a perfect square around our world's hardest game. Alright, so our next move is going to be to over here. Alright, 107, 137. Alright, and again, instead of 137, we'll take this 144 to make this a straight across. Don't change our y-coordinate. Alright, we'll go down to here, and this is going to be, we want to keep our same. Let's see, we have 110 and -54 that we're at right now. Alright, now we want to keep our same x-coordinate from above, so instead of 110 we'll do 107, right, we were close. And now instead of -54, we're actually going to go use our origin coordinate of -55, right, so we're on the same line down here. So instead of -54, we'll just make that -55, and then our last glide will be back to our original point right over here. So we'll do glide to -131, -55, which is actually already populated right there. Alright, let's check this thing out and see how it goes. Perfect. So we're moving around. We have everything the way we want it to be. This thing hides when our level 1 starts, and it shows up when our home screen is broadcast as well.